It's really the grossest sound you've ever made, and it was right before I hit record.
Oh, thank goodness. The ice really just like cascaded down.
It was less like ice and it sounded like you were gargling mayonnaise.
Strangely enough.
I'm gargling mayonnaise currently. Hey everybody, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, brought to you by Miracle Whip, the most refreshing garglins in the condiment aisle. Our list of sponsors and potential sponsors.
Oh, it's growing.
And it's weird.
Yeah. Mostly food related.
A Jansport full of mayonnaise. We're out of the gates hot with a potential episode title. Anyway, it's a very professional podcast. Hey, everybody. We're shot out of a cannon. Just coming in hot.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I am Brandon Birdwell. I am one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting team.
And I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. And we are so glad to be here with you guys today. Been looking forward to this.
Couldn't be gladder.
Listen, this is one of the highlights of my week. Hanging with my bro.
Bleak. Just, you got to get out more. You got to get some...
Telling stories.
You got to get some
yucking it
friends.
up.
Dude, we do. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're good for a couple yucks. We're good for a couple yucks.
We're pretty yucky.
Okay. Speak for yourself. Here's what I'll say.
He doesn't have any eggs today, though, guys. So
I don't. I have
less yucky than last time.
Turmeric tea. Oh, come on. I was just yoking around last week. But seriously, guys. After I'm done shelling out these egg puns, I'm just gonna come at you with some. That one snuck by us.
I have cracked over here. I've done it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Hey, so listen, I feel like we do. We're good for a few yucks, some funny ha-has, and occasionally a chortle.
Oh.
You know, when you get a chortle, that's more of a guffaw.
What's a chortle? Do it.
Say something funny. For the first time ever on this podcast, say something funny.
I literally cannot think of a joke.
Do it.
Literally drawing a blank.
Golly, put her on the spot.
I can't do it. I gotta plan.
Hey, everybody.
Things.
Welcome to a comedy podcast. Come here often? Just flew in from Vegas and boy are my arms tired. Take my wife, please. Is this thing on? I don't come where you work and knock the broom out of your hand.
Okay, chortle for the people.
Ah! It's a top shelf chortle. That's an A1 chortle right there, ladies and gents.
What do you think, producer? Is that one good?
He covered his face when I chortled because he was trying to stifle a chortle. And a stifled chortle is called a shortle.
Hey, listeners, we are so glad you're back with us.
So glad.
Honestly, like I was saying, this is truly a highlight.
Like I was saying before, I forgot how to make a joke in real time.
I've never been good at jokes. I don't find them funny typically. Jokes don't get me going.
They don't make you chortle.
They don't. I find a story much funnier. I find something that I can relate to funnier. Anyway, we're so glad that you're back with us, guys. We cannot thank you enough. I mean, truly, what a delight it is to just come and hang out with my brother once a week, tell goofy stories, and laugh with you guys and connect with you on the internet. And so that's what I want to just talk about for just a minute.
I just want to talk about connecting on the internet.
Connecting on the internet. We have a community at CHWH Pod on Instagram, Facebook. And
oh my, are you eating eggs? That was...
And Twitter.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guttural Sounds.
Stop.
With Ashley.
It's the way that I'm sitting on this couch. Brandon is so excited because he purchased me with some points that he had.
Guitar Center points.
Guitar Center.
I didn't spend money on this, guys. Shipping. I paid shipping. And also, you know what? I think I've got an axe to grind with Guitar Center because
Oh no.
yeah,
There goes a sponsorship.
And here's the thing,
Be careful.
I don't go around grinding axes. I like to stay pretty. I'm very Switzerland about things, yes. And so I said to myself, Self, Ashley needs a mic stand that is functional for where she sits here in our very professional podcast studio.
Very.
And also, selfishly, I am so tired of setting up and tearing down the boom stand that she sits there behind. I can't even see her face right now, guys, because her plosives are so bad, her P's, that I have to use the pantyhose filter.
It does look like pantyhose, and it's a big circular thing.
It looks like
Pantyhose.
Pantyhose. Yeah,
Pantyhose.
Don't say it with a P because your plosives will bleed through the pantyhose. But listen, I got so sick of it that I said, hey, I'm going to order this. And it was available for free or for next day overnight shipping for a slight upcharge.
Okay.
I paid that upcharge and it did not come next day.
Oh, no.
So you had to use the other stupid mic stand. And now it's here, but I've got an axe to grind with Guitar Center.
I think you just did.
It's ground.
It's ground, but what's great is, so where I sit in the studio, maybe we'll share some pics for those of you who really care.
Professional.
Brandon is sitting at his desk,
Where the work gets done.
Where the work gets done, and I'm sitting on a very cushy couch, which is comfy. But I'm really sinking down into it,
there's a crevasse in the middle of it, and it's been carved.
I'm just sitting right in it.
It has been carved out after years of we'll call her overweight beagle.
She's very old.
She's
guys.
the oldest dog on the planet.
She is, because we don't know how old she was when you got her from the rescue.
Just a mystery. She came in on the wind and she'll go out the same way.
She might have gone out already. We don't know.
She's guys. Jeff, Uncle Jeff likes to say that she did die and was buried in the pet cemetery, and she just showed back up.
It's so possible because she gets
cemetery.
out a lot.
Yeah, and when I was walking up to get her, there was an old man on the side of the road who said, PetSmart over there? I wouldn't go up there if I was you. And I went anyways, and I came home with a demon dog who has lived forever. She is coming up on 17.
Maybe.
At minimum of 17, and she's well into her hunnits. We are a Benjamin. We are past a Bill. Speaking of which, it is hot.
Oh, guys.
It is hot.
It's going to be 109 here.
That's not true, is it?
That's what the Forewarn Me app says, and I trust it. So, guys, we want to thank you again for your support, for your reviews, and we really feel like buggers. Keeping on bugging you about the reviews and the ratings and the subscribes and the follows. But you know what? They're actually important. We're learning a lot about podcasting as we go. Those things matter. And
we're learning a lot about Hey, we know nothing about a thing. Let's do that thing and put it on the internet.
That's right. But we're having fun with it, and that's what counts, guys.
I've noticed that last episode, and I don't know if it was me leaning into my very obvious Ryan Reynolds
I think it was.
But I did a lot of whispering. I did a lot of Ryan Reynolds talent.
And I was trying to match your volume.
Yeah, well, listen, I was born this way. It's who I am.
Can't help it.
I can't help it. Lady Gaga said it right. Born this way.
Okay, so Brandon, one of the things we've promised the people is that if they'll write us reviews, and if those reviews are clever, we'll read them on the pod.
We did say that.
We got a couple.
And
Would you read this?
We're not liars.
I'm not.
We're gonna do okay. Well, she's a pastor, and she's honest, and she's all the things to all the people.
I'm a Girl Scout.
Oh, everybody just loves Ashley so much.
Okay, read the reviews.
I'll do what I want.
Yeah, you will.
When I want.
Yeah, you will.
We've covered that. Okay, Maddie T says,
Maddie T.
I genuinely enjoy this podcast. It's like all the fun of just hanging out and talking with you guys, but with none of the stress of figuring out how to make the conversation about me.
Which is so Maddie T.
It is.
You just entered the tone zone.
Supreme Maddie. Oh, the tone zone is a place you want to be. Highway to the tone zone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a thing right now. Maddie T is gonna play some live music with me coming up here.
Yay.
Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. But
his real name is Matt Tony, guys.
Matt
he is
Tony.
an incredible musician.
Incredible musician.
And an even more incredible
review writer,
Friend. Oh,
and an incredible friend.
friend.
He has surpassed amigo, and he is hermano.
Totally.
So here's to you, hermano. Let's take it.
love you,
I just
Maddie.
raised my turmeric tea to you.
He did.
Actually, I didn't. I'm a liar. Ashley just lied. Ashley just said I did, but I didn't. I reached for it, but I didn't. I made a liar out of the pastor.
I wasn't even looking over there.
Live on the internet.
I just assumed he was a man of his word.
Live on the internet. Good morning, everybody. It's a balmy 109 outside. If you're on I-44, it's backed up. It's a parking lot out there. Anyway. That's my drive time radio disc jockey.
Pretty good. Hey, read the next one.
Noodle Diane Clark. These two, I'm reading these as we go, so please be impressed with my ability to read
Yeah.
in real time. These two are like the all-American classic. ... I love the use of a ... Ellipsis?
Ellipsis.
A little bit ellipsis.
In my life.
These two, I was going a little bit Alexis from...
Oh,
Yeah,
la 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 la.
Did you notice that I didn't even say the name of the show because I'm worried that the name of the show will get us a dirty ranking.
We'll be flagged.
A dirty ranking.
Shoots Creek.
These guys are very wholesome until they start talking about their potty mouth Canadian TV show. Ben calls it, my son, he calls it that S-word show you watch.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me.
That's even better than the real name.
Noodle Diane Clark.
Okay.
These two are like the all-American classic ellipsis, PB&J, Converse and high socks, JanSports and two straps. Nice callback.
Yeah.
They take us on their journeys of chaos wherever they go, sharing tales of injuries and mediocre impressions along the way. Rude. Didn't like that part of it, like literally at all.
One of the benefits of you reading it on the spot.
It's for real. There is not much more fun in Oklahoma to do than listening to these two siblings roast each other and their producer. Oh, call out. Hey, bud.
It's okay, buddy.
Yeah, you look good today.
We love you.
And their producer, dragging Crindy unwittingly along the way.
That is true.
If you're hot and bored, reference that's always hot, come along for the ride, ellipsis. Or don't, but you'll miss out on the next best thing, which, by the way, is a deep-fried PB&J.
Oh.
You're welcome.
You ever had a deep fried PB&J?
I have not, but I'm not opposed to it. How would you do that? You'd have to coat it in something, maybe like a little egg wash, maybe some panko.
Yeah.
Panko breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Seems like something you'd get at the fair out of a trailer.
Seems like something you'd get at the fair out of a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Do you know what I think
just
we
said.
should do?
I don't know.
Is go to the fair in September, the Great State Fair of Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and do some food reviews for the pod.
I would do that
Okay.
because
It means we'll have to go to the fair, though, Brandon.
I'm gonna be there anyway.
Where are you going to be?
The fair.
Oh.
I've got a fried PB&J booth that I'm setting up there.
What if we did to raise money for new mic stands?
Oh my gosh! Listen,
For new mics.
Don't pay us in money. Pay us in points. Pay us in Guitar Center points.
Hey!
Also, free overnight shipping.
That's the main thing, for heaven's sake.
Tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do: is I'm gonna pit Sweetwater and Guitar Center against each other because they're the two big online music retailers.
Oh.
And I'm gonna pit them against each other, and I'm gonna drive these prices down
Okay.
because they're listening.
Sure.
They're listening. They've heard. They have a Google alert on our name, and they've been tracking us ever since.
Well, because you used to work at Guitar Center.
I
We
did.
didn't talk about that last episode, but you did.
I'm employee 031160 for Guitar Center store number 451.
Yeah.
Hi, this is employee number 031160 from store 451. Brandon, how are you doing today? I was
boring
calling
way
to
to
see
answer.
if that's not a phone. That was when I reached out to people for drop shipping. If you let me finish the bit, can I finish?
Sure.
Can I finish? Mm-hmm. I'm finished.
I'm hiding behind my plosive cover because I don't want to look at you right
I'm
now.
hiding behind my pantyhose. The Ashley Engle story.
Every episode, we need a new title for my memoir.
Oh gosh.
That's this one. When you were talking about that reminded me of one of my friends from college, my dear friend,
Dear
Meghan Gullet,
Gullet.
who is now has a different last name, and I won't give it out of respect for her privacy.
I respect Meghan Gullet's privacy so much.
Yeah, I'm not going to say her new last name, but she worked at a store.
And I'm not going to say its name because I respect its privacy.
I am going to say its name.
Zara.
What?
Zara?
No, it wasn't Zara.
Okay.
That's where she met
I
you.
was
throwing
I was
a fit.
calling back to your Zara story, and you looked at me like I was an idiot.
Well,
I hate this
I'm just so well practiced at that. Just a lifetime of doing it. But Megan worked at a store, and I loved this. And the way she said it, she was from Minnesota, and she would say, "It's a great day at Tires Plus. This is Megan. How can I help you?" And that's how all their employees would answer the phone.
How can I help you?
Right. I did not do it properly.
I think that those accents, and I say those because there are multiple that have that kind of vibe to them,
Yeah.
are very disarming. And I used to
Northern.
work at a company called Georgia Pacific.
Yeah.
And all of Georgia Pacific's customer service call centers were located in Green Bay and Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So that when you called all mad about something, you're like, my paper towel dispenser sucks. It won't work. It keeps dispensing without anybody touching it. Bah, like yelling at them. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that,
Yes.
sir. Why don't you just hang on the line? We'll get you a new one sent out pronto. Okay, sounds good. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Cole Packers, Cheeseheads, bye.
And you can't be mad after that.
You're just like, what?
You're delighted.
I just walked into a tornado of pleasantness.
Yeah.
And I came out the other side a better person.
Yeah.
Don't ya know?
Yeah.
Father, let's make some caramel corn. Would you boys like some grape Kool-Aid?
Coffee and bars.
Coffee. Come on in for coffee and bars.
Hey, listen.
How's that
why-
for a mediocre impression, Noodle Diane?
Hey, speaking of Noodle Diane, she wins the Orbit Sweet Mint Challenge.
Oh, Maddie T's gonna pitch a fit,
You know
bro.
what? You know what, Maddie T? I'll give you a piece of Orbit Sweet Mint.
I'll chew it with you.
I'll chew it with you.
I'll chew it with you. Hey, also, I just want to point out something.
Okay.
It didn't get read, but there was a really nice review from my dear friend, dear childhood friend, Dustin Downing.
Oh, Dustin, hi.
It popped up. Yeah, it popped up. I saw it today. And so, Dustin, I just want you to know that he said is something to the effect of, this is the only podcast in America that I can say this about. It is like sitting down and listening to my childhood best friend talk with his sister. And 100% accurate.
Yeah. Dustin, thanks for doing that for us.
Dustin, guys, can I tell you something about Dustin Downing? Vote, and I will touch on this very quickly.
Yeah.
Dustin Downing, 4 or 5 minutes, 6, 8, 12 minutes on Dustin Downing tops. He was voted best looking at Stillwater High School.
Truth.
I can't argue because he's a very attractive
Very
man.
handsome.
Very handsome man.
And a great person, too. More importantly.
He and I had we'll call it a love triangle in 6th grade with a young lady named Sarah McElroy. I'm not supposed to talk about this?
You don't should we protect her privacy?
No.
Does she
no.
want to be associated?
I gave a toast about this at his wedding.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and so real quick, I was dating Sarah McElroy.
Okay, in the 6th grade?
6th grade.
Sure,
we
sure.
were an item, an it couple.
Yeah.
We were the Brangelina of Stillwater Middle School.
Yeah.
We met in Mrs. Hover's reading class. Yeah, long ways back. So one day, we were dating. Everything was wonderful. And she just up and broke up with me for Dustin Downing, Stillwater's most attractive. And I had to sit in the theater at the back of the Dollar Theater over by Le Mans, the arcade, and by the Greek restaurant.
That's where it all
where they
went
did
down.
the Euros. And I looked to the front of the theater and I saw Sarah McElroy. I was seeing Biodome, by the way. It's the second Biodome reference.
Who would have thought?
Pauly Shore, maybe Stephen Baldwin, no one else.
No one.
But I saw Sarah McElroy wearing Dustin Downing's letter jacket. Emblazoned across Sarah McElroy's lovely McElroy was Downing. And I...
Shot to the heart.
And you're to blame, Dustin. You give love a bad name.
You couldn't have hurt him more in 6th grade.
I'm still talking about it
On a podcast.
He argues, though. We maintained our friendship still to this day. And a couple of weeks later, I was over at Dustin's house, and I had started dating a lovely young lady named Meghan.
Protect the privacy.
There is no privacy.
No, not the Megan I mentioned earlier.
Different one. Meghan Markle, the Duchess. And, oh gosh. Anyways, sorry, I had something really funny to say about that, but I won't, to protect Meghan Markle's privacy. But listen, she chose this life.
She did.
She chose it. She tore that family apart, asunder.
You know what? I think I have a different view on that, but continue.
Well, we're going to do a whole episode on
A whole
this.
show on the Royals.
Oh, God.
I love the Royals.
Which is so funny because I know less than nothing about the Royals. It would be me just making up nonsense.
Doing British accents the whole time.
Hello. We started
Long
watching.
live the Queen.
We started watching Mrs. Doubtfire yesterday with Vinny. He's not into it.
Okay.
But so listen.
Meghan.
I was over at Dustin's house. I was dating Meghan, and then I found out while Dustin was on the trampoline that Sarah had broken up with Dustin.
Oh.
And I then called Meghan and broke up with Meghan from Dustin's house phone and called Sarah and started dating Sarah again.
Yeah.
So Dustin claims I stole Sarah from him. I claim Dustin stole Sarah from me.
Yeah.
I gave a toast about this at his rehearsal dinner with a visual aid and a timeline to prove my point.
As you do.
And my stance is, I couldn't steal her. She was already stolen.
Stoled.
And stolt.
Stolt.
She had been stolt.
Yeah.
And she then caught wind of this and contacted us both. And you know whose story she backed?
Yeah.
This guy.
Your story.
This guy, straight from the McElroy's mouth.
Oh my gosh.
So
That probably made you feel great.
but can I tell you something? Oh gosh, so good. Like vindication after all of these years. But I can tell you right now, Dustin Downing, to this day, one of my favorite people, dear, dear friend. And you know, if we have a bro love strong enough to withstand the hurricane that was the Sarah McElroy situation, we can make it through anything, pal. We can make it through anything.
Yes.
Come hell or high water, Dustin, you and I, we're going through this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
You know, listen, I brought it home.
You did.
I feel like it could have gone a different direction, but we brought it home.
You did.
You know who the real victim in this whole thing is? Meghan.
Meghan, I'm so sorry if you're listening.
You know, she went on to do fine.
She's okay. That's what the listeners needed to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just got to do something super fun this past weekend, didn't we?
It was super fun.
It was super fun. We took a couple's trip. His face right now. I don't know how to read it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Now it's a smile.
It's a big smile.
Now it's creepy. So we took a couple's trip with, so it was Jeff and I, and Brandon and Lindsay, and our dear friends.
Dear friends.
Levi and Jess.
Levi and Jess.
Now, Levi and Jess are very fond of Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
They are the mobile tourism bureau for that town.
They really are.
They know everything.
They know everything. They know everyone.
I don't know as much about anything
No.
as they do
and
about
the
Eureka
reason,
Springs.
It goes way back in their families. His grandparents were married there. His parents were married there. They were married there. They
We're married there.
were married there. They go there often.
Often.
Every year.
You hit the T in often.
Did I?
You do. It's a thing you do.
Often?
Ugh, it's pretentious when you hit the T and often.
Is
Say
it?
Say the same sentence twice
Okay.
and hit the T once, but don't hit it the second time.
Okay. Don't hit it the second time. I don't go there often.
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with that first one.
Okay.
That first one wears a monocle and looks down on like peasants like me. I am literally a
That's
garbage
my aim
person.
in life.
To wear a monocle and look down on me?
Totally.
Well,
On the riffraff.
you better set a new goal because you've achieved that one. It's
Okay.
happened.
I think I alternate. But anyway, so it's a very special place to them, to their families. They know all about it. You and I had never been
Never been.
to you.
Never been, and they go often.
They go often to Eureka Springs.
Never traveled to Eureka Springs. Our friends Jess and Levi go there often.
Often to the springs.
Oh,
Chortle.
we have fun. That was a chortle.
You did it.
Euro chortle, British chortle, Royal chortle.
Yes. Band name
Yeah, real good band name.
or album name. Either.
Or self-titled album after the band.
Ooh, podcast title.
Royal Chortle.
Royal Chortle.
Meghan Markle's Royal Chortle.
There it is. Okay. So we go to Eureka Springs.
Yes, we do.
Both of them are tremendous humans, first of all, or we wouldn't spend time with them. They are great tour guides, great organizers.
I spend time with plenty of non-tremendous humans.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
I do a podcast with one.
Oh, man. Okay. What was that noise?
I don't know. It wasn't a chortle.
So I learned several things about Jess on this trip that I didn't know before. And we've been friends for a few years now. Jess takes honey in her coffee.
God.
That was such a loud.
This is the content you're going for?
Jess takes honey in her coffee. Also, and I learned this about Lindsay Birdwell, your wife. They are not hesitant if there are 2 restrooms in a location and they're just one-seaters, men and women. They will go, if there's a line for the women's, they'll go in the men's.
Straight in the men's.
I'll tell you what. I can't do it.
I won't go in a women's because there's
even if it's a 1-seater.
There's a creepiness factor of the dude coming out of the ladies that doesn't exist with the lady coming out of the dudes.
Well, I think you're right. Also, I'm not hesitant if the sign says unisex. I'll go in there.
Sure.
All day long, I'll go in there. I have no problem with
You'll
that.
stay in the unisex bathroom all day long.
My favorite place to be.
Yeah,
I
won't stay long, but I do go to the restroom often.
Sure. In a unisex bathroom. I have no problem with that. But I think, and I spent some time thinking about this after the trip because I kind of beat myself up about it, honestly. I was like, what is it about me that I can't do that? Because, Lindsay and Jess would be like in and out, ready to go to the next destination in Eureka Springs.
Just next destination.
And I'd still be waiting, and it's because
you're scared of men's.
I'm scared. I'm such a rule follower. If there's a sign that says women, that's where I'll go. But if there's a sign that says it's okay for anybody to come in here, then I'll do it.
Sure.
Anyway,
you know what I love is that you decided.
Yeah.
In your infinite wisdom, knowing me and knowing exactly what would happen, you brought up the potty.
I'm going to change the subject.
You wandered into a minefield of poo-poo and pee-pee jokes that could just come flying at you at any minute.
Okay, so let's talk about Eureka Springs. We stayed in these lofts downtown Eureka that were awesome.
Super cool.
They were called Night Owl.
Night Owl.
It was a very old building.
Very old.
Not haunted though. I don't think.
You are much more in tune with that than I.
I mean, I sometimes pick up on some vibes. It was very non-haunted, and they were beautiful. They were super fun. The art was fun. The furnishings were fun.
Yeah, they had little arcade games and such. Yeah. There was a tape player, and it had a Leanne Rimes tape in it.
I was told I looked like Leanne Rimes once.
We're going to put a pin in that, and we're coming back to it. But the tape player did not work. I was all ready. I just sat down. I was ready to. It was Rhymes time.
Yeah,
and
blue.
And I even rewired. There was like wires that were not connected, so I like twisted them together, and it started working, but it wouldn't play the tape.
Did you electrocute yourself?
I did not, but then I unplugged it. Just because I didn't want my faulty wiring to burn the Night Owl to the ground. Just tourist burns all of Eureka Springs
building
to the ground. Lone survivor, a Leanne Rimes tape.
And guess what? The tape player works now.
Who told you you looked like Leanne Rimes? And which era of Leanne Rimes? We've covered some ground, Rimes.
It was in college, and it was the house mother at my sorority. And I took it as a compliment because it was
that peak Rimes?
That would have been like late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay. I wish that I could have just been like, yeah, peak Rimes, but I don't remember. I just remember that Rimes went through some phases, and I think she's gotten into the pea surge business a little heavy. I think so. And I have lots of opinions on celebs. I love the hot goss. I like to talk about it. I love to tell a celeb what I think of them. Sure. I like to say, who wore it best? Neither. Celebs, they're just like us. Yeah, Jessica Alba. Yeah, paper or plastic. Just out at the Target. out at the Target choosing plastic bags when you talk about saving the planet.
Right. You got to go paper.
Let me tell you something about Jessica Alba.
She's beautiful.
She's a dish.
Yeah.
She's a dish. You're a real dish, Toots. If you're listening to this show, Jessica Alba, your turn in Idle Hands was a tour de force. You in that deep sea diving movie with Paul Walker and Scott Conn.
Oh, never saw it.
Into the deep, into the blue, deep blue Alba.
Didn't see it.
No one saw it, and that's why we're promoting it now.
Yeah.
I wonder what its rating is on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think its rating is on Rotten Tomatoes?
38.
I'm going to look it up.
Okay. While you're looking it up, I'm going to talk about a few more things about Eureka Springs. So we stayed in the lofts.
Actually, you know what, producer? Could you look this one up for me? I'm the on-air talent.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't Google.
No.
I don't Bing.
No.
I don't ask Jeeves.
No.
LexisNexis? Nexus.
Okay, so here's the great thing that happened on this trip. We ate so much good food. I was worried today. I had a doctor's checkup, just a yearly checkup, and I was worried that my blood pressure would be super high from all the rich foods we consumed.
This is the difference between you and me. I would just go in and tell the doctor, hey, doc, first off, doc, I realize that I am the picture of health.
Sure.
If you have enough stuff in this room to amount to 100 pounds, I could lift it right over my head. But here's the thing. I had myself a weekend.
A weekend.
I've been in Eureka Springs.
Living it up.
Eating like a trash person.
Listen, so we ate.
I'm getting a producer says that 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score 57%.
Oh, so average those out. What is it, 38? That's what I said.
Okay. Well, listen, it's a 1 star everywhere else, but so that's Into the Blue. They did make a sequel, just FYI.
Don't watch it. So we had amazing food. The first night we were there, we ate at an Italian place that was in an old house called, I think, Ermilio's. They brought out, you guys, bowls of roasted garlic cloves.
Totally.
That you take out and you mash onto your bread with butter.
You do a mash. You do a whole butter bread mash and you put some salt on it and you eat it and then you check your blood pressure after a few days.
And it's gone up.
And it's through the roof.
But it was delicious.
Your doctor checked your blood pressure and just like looked down and looked up and said, Eureka Springs. And you're like, yeah.
Bowls of garlic.
Yeah.
But it was so much garlic. And
how much was it?
It was so much, Brandon, that the waitress noticed how much I consumed.
You aren't good at jokes. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, this happened.
She brought out a large styrofoam coffee cup and proceeded to dump. Ew, gross.
Yeah,
gross
sorry.
sip.
Turmeric tea, but it's good for inflammation, guys.
I should drink some after that weekend.
Sponsor us, turmeric. We want
Garlic and turmeric.
I want a spice to sponsor us.
Yeah.
The president and CEO of Turmeric just tuned in.
Turmeric, it's good for your body.
I always love when there are councils that have advertisements. I'll be sitting there and then it'll just be an advertisement for eggs.
Yeah.
Not even a brand of eggs, just milk.
In general.
Have some milk. Got milk was a big thing. Got milk?
Okay, so the waitress brought me a whole coffee cup and proceeded to dump all the rest of the garlic cloves into the cup and then put a lid on it.
Yeah, well, you got to put a lid on it.
And I felt bad, so I took it with us.
Sure. Well, listen.
Didn't bring it home, though, because the car would have smelled terrible.
Listen,
Actually delicious.
But
it's hot.
So one thing that I did notice is to that server's credit, she put it in a Dixie Perfect Cup Touch, which simulates the feel and hold time of a styrofoam cup, but it's environmentally responsible and conscious because it's actually paper, and then it's run through an oven and goes through what's called the patented bubble up process to create the ridges and and the feel of the Perfect Touch cup. Did I mention that I used to work for Georgia Pacific, and their customer service is out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, don't you know?
He did. He was so proud to share that fun fact with all of us.
Cheese curds. Listen, here's the thing.
I love a cheese curd.
Oh my gosh, a cheese curd. Ugh. Cheese curds, bro.
Come on,
Let me
sponsor us, cheese curds.
God, dude, if I could get sponsored by cheese curds, I'm not sure we will have done it.
My blood pressure would be so high all the time.
Yeah, but you know, what's better? Having low blood pressure? Let's do that again.
Okay.
Having low blood pressure.
Yeah.
And not eating cheese curds.
Yeah, I think I know my answer.
Yeah, you're a real
cheesehead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going. I had wandered into that without an exit strategy, but thank you for pulling the ripcord on that one for me.
I love it so much. My kids, so if you haven't seen the movie The Box Trolls, you should watch it. And the bad guy in The Box Trolls is a member of a society called the White Hat Society.
Oh.
And all they do is try exotic cheeses. And it eventually leads to his demise. But I definitely...
Spoiler alert.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, ruined.
So one
was gonna watch The Box Trolls.
Well, you still should.
Nope.
They're so cute because they walk around wearing boxes and nothing else. And occasionally you'll see their little heinies poking out. Oh, they're just so cute.
So you have wandered into Poo-Poo Pee-Pee Town and Butt Town, and you expect me to sit over? I am literally sweating, and I am wringing my hands, wanting to make the potty humor, you guys.
So I'm going to move us into another fun thing we did in Eureka Springs, which is go to a place called Missy's White Rabbit.
Missy's White Rabbit.
And we listened to two gentlemen do some
jazz.
Do some jazz.
God. I want to do some jazz out here.
Play some jazz.
God.
And I got to tell you what, that was a highlight. They were excellent.
They were very good.
And the gentleman playing keys, do you know what I just kept looking at him and thinking?
That he looked like he just crawled down off of some scaffolding painting a house and came there.
Because I think he did.
Yeah,
he had on work boots, paint splatters on his clothes, and this is what's beautiful about it. I kept looking at that man and I kept thinking, this is such a pure expression of this art form because he probably has a different day job, but he loves jazz.
He's a jazz man.
He's so good.
He was good at the jazz. He did the jazz.
He did it. He made it.
He made jazz. The thing about his jazz was good jazz.
It was good. And you had a banter with him?
I did because I like jazz, you guys.
Know.
And I referenced jazz people to him.
You did, and he loved it.
He was like, look at this guy. Look at this guy knowing jazz.
Yeah, it was great.
Because the thing about me, guys, is I look like the type of guy who might know about jazz.
He wears a lot of turtlenecks.
I do. I refuse to clap because it's too aggressive. So
he wears a beret.
I snap and I rub my fingers together instead of clapping because clapping's too aggressive. Totally. I like to express my pleasure with the performance without startling you by banging my hands together.
Yeah.
And that's jazz.
That's jazz. That's jazz.
Da.
So we did
We both did jazz hands just now. Producer did jazz hands.
Mm-hmm. It's real jazz.
Our producer is human jazz hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
I know. Jazz up
pizzazz.
God, pizzazz is an underused
That's
word.
Such a good word.
Do you know another word that I like to use when referencing a person?
Tell us.
I like to say, have you met John? He's got a lot of panache.
Sorry, I banged into the pantyhose.
Even with the new mic stand, you can't function like a regular human person.
It made me laugh, and I put my head down. I'm sorry.
It's a little chortle, and then you chortled your face right into the pantyhose. You chortled your face right into the pantyhose. It's a pretty good title.
No. Okay. So I want to get to the main event of our trip to Eureka Springs. There is a hotel in Eureka Springs that was built in the late 1800s called the Crescent. The Crescent Hotel.
Are you pausing for applause? What are you doing?
For effect.
We've established that I don't clap.
For dramatic effect.
Okay, 2, 3, 4.
Jess and Levi were married there. And so were Levi's parents, and so were Levi's grandparents. This is a very special place. But the history of this hotel, fascinating, mysterious,
Mysterious.
frightening.
those are 3 words to describe it.
Horrific.
That's a 4th, and now you've gone too far.
I don't think so.
Comedy moves in 3s.
Because when I tell the people...
Comedy moves in 3s.
Well, remember, I don't do jokes.
No, you don't. You are just the biggest wet blanket.
Okay. I wear that as a badge of honor. I always have.
The being a wet blanket? God. Again, bleak.
Okay. So we go to the Crescent Hotel.
We do.
We go
Often.
to we wouldn't call it a rooftop bar, but it kind of is.
No.
Okay. And we spent some time there before we did a ghost tour.
I sweat my shorts up there, you guys.
It was so hot.
Sweat my shorts.
It was very hot. So we go to the ghost tour. And
I peed my shorts there. Sweat them, then peed them.
False. But he might have. Okay, so a very quick history of the Crescent Hotel.
Discard my pants.
Okay. The Crescent Hotel.
We're not chasing it. We're not pulling
Not
this
chasing
thread.
it.
Okay,
I know.
cool.
I have learned my lesson, and so have our listeners.
You guys want to talk about toilets?
You're going to start another podcast called Let's Talk About Toilets with
God.
Brandon B.
Wasn't gonna now.
Okay. So if you're interested in that content, just go over and follow him on Let's Talk Toilets.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Toilets. Pee pee poo poo. Who's ready to have fun?
Okay. Stop it. Okay, so we go to the ghost tour. The history of the Crescent Hotel, it was built in the late 1800s as a resort of sorts for the wealthy people, the carriage set.
Oh, hello. Right. The type of people that hit the T in often. That's who was going to the...
That's right.
Yeah.
And Eureka Springs was Native American land originally, and it was taken from them. And, horrible what happened there. But they believed that the springs there contained healing properties. So then the rich folk would go to Eureka,
the carriage
set, for the healing properties and for this beautiful hotel that was quite revolutionary at the time, because we learned this: bathrooms in each room. That was a big deal.
Here we are.
Also electricity.
We're back in the potty. We're back in the potty, and now we're talking about ghosts.
It's a part of life.
Ghosts making the pee-pees and the poo-poos.
So it thrived.
You know, one of Mom's friends... Thrived. One of Mom's friends always used to call, those packing peanuts that come in boxes?
Styrofoam.
She called it ghost poo.
Yeah.
That's just as an aside, as a humorous aside about ghosts and defecation. Back to you, Ashley.
So it was a thriving resort hotel for years. Then
30, flirty, and thriving.
Then Great Depression really I don't know if you know this. It really messed stuff up.
It was a bummer.
Really was a bummer.
It was like a really, really long bummer.
It was. So it also...
Tilly knows because she was there.
She was there. Speaking of ghosts. So,
what is happening? Oh, yeah. Well, hey, guys, we'll just take a moment to...
Stand by.
We'll take over. We're on standby while Ashley plugs her headphones back in. And if you were playing the over-under, it's 3 for today, and we're coming up on it.
It's 1 for today. I was so into my story. So
I'm glad somebody was.
Okay. It also took a turn. Nice.
Thank you. That felt good. That felt like great. That felt like good banter.
Felt like it deserved a chortle. Well, it's not getting one.
Well,
not from this girl.
Too late. You've chortled. That toothpaste is out of the tube, and you can't unchortle a chortle because that's not how chortles work.
It's true. Once they're out.
Once they're out, they're out. You've done chortled. That chortle belongs to the earth now.
The earth.
The earth mother thrives on a good chortle, and she doesn't give them back. Whenever she catches a chortle, it's hers forever.
And an angel gets its wings.
Every time an uptight wet blanket chortles, an angel gets its wings. Stand by, Ashley's coughing. Welcome back to Mouth Sounds.
Okay, please let me finish the history of the Crescent, because then you can know why there's ghosts. It took a turn as a women's college, a finishing school.
No, today was a proper college, not a finishing school. That's what Shay King, which is an alias, Shay King.
Yeah, because her real name is Fillmore Graves.
Yeah.
She told us that at the end.
Which is the alias. You had already left when we ran into her on the street the next day.
I had.
And Jess was like, just yelled at her, "Ghost tours!" That's what she said. Say? And she goes, "Yeah." And it would be like if someone saw me on the street and just yelled, "Real estate!" like what?
Pastor.
So, and we're back to church. But we saw her, and then just to make her feel good, I was walking on the street earlier, and I smelled cherry tobacco because there was a ghost who she says, anytime you smell cherry tobacco, Dr. Ellis is about.
Dr. Ellis doesn't have legs.
He's a half man.
He's a half ghost.
He's a half goat.
He had legs in this life.
But not in that one.
Apparently, people see him floating around with no legs.
Smoking cherry tobacco.
He's like nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter, but he's
nearly
legless.
Headless.
He's all the way legless.
He's totos. He has no legs. He has none of them.
No. So anyway, that ghost tour was a riot.
Yeah.
It was something else.
I
If for no other reason than to learn about the history, because after it was a women's college, it was purchased by a vaudevillian actor who claimed he had the cure for cancer. And this is where the story takes a dark turn. Because he would get people in there and take their money and claim he was curing their cancer. He was making it worse. And they died.
God.
I'm just saying, that's why it's haunted.
Yeah, again, comedy podcast.
Anyway, so we did that. Then we went to a place, it was another hotel that had something inside called the Voodoo Lounge. And whilst we were there, we saw bats.
We did.
In the building.
Real ones.
2 of them.
Live ones.
Jeff was sitting there. We were chatting.
And Jeff fears no wildlife. He'll just pick it up.
He does. He fancies himself a crocodile hunter.
He's a bit of one. Yeah. He's a bit of a crocodile hunter.
He'll chase a snake in the wild. We'll be hiking. We'll see a copperhead and he'll go after it.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I mean, but that's the thing, right? He grew up in nature. His father, Dave Engle, is quite the outdoorsman.
Yeah. Ecologist.
Ecologist knows about the birds and the bees. The thing about Dave Engle that I love so much is he fashions things out of turquoise.
Yeah.
And
makes jewelry and it's beautiful.
To me, that might be the coolest thing a person can do. Because it's like, I can't make anything out of anything. I'm the least handy person maybe on this earth.
That's not true.
Name me one thing I have crafted that is usable.
Turmeric tea.
You're
drinking it.
Put a bag in a cup, pushed a button.
You're a good cook.
That's true, but I can't make anything out of turquoise, and that's a skill that I'm jealous of.
Have you ever tried?
Touché.
How do you know? So, ghost tour. Then we go to the Voodoo Lounge. We're just sitting talking. All of a sudden, he gets up and he is fixated on something. I turn around and there's something, a little furry something on the ground. Gets up, goes over. It's a bat, guys, that just fell from the staircase.
Just a bat.
A bat.
A bat.
A bat.
A whole bat.
A whole bat. So then what's amazing is the hotel clerk puts on some dusting mitts.
Bat gloves.
Bat gloves.
Yeah.
Scoops it up like she's done this before.
Yeah.
Unfazed.
But then.
This is the best
The
part.
bartender comes over.
Yeah.
And just, as casually as I've ever seen anyone say anything, he pointed at the chair where Ashley was sitting and goes, "Hey, who's been sitting here?" And she goes, "Oh, me." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I just wanted to let you know that there's a bat on this curtain behind you and he's been here all day long."
But it's fine, he's sleeping.
He said, no, his exact words were, "No, man, he's chilling."
He's chilling.
Which I don't know. I don't live that bat life, guys, but I don't know that bats chill. I don't know. And the thing about it was, Ashley then... she's not a fast person.
I am a fast person.
But
I have dreams that I win in the Olympics in swimming.
As fast...
Continue.
Oh, I have dreams that I do?
I do. I'm not joking about that.
So as fast as I made it out of that Barcelona stairwell, you fled across the bar. And to his credit, for the remainder of the evening, that bat stayed chilling.
He chilled.
He didn't come out.
No.
Which I was worried because...
I wanted him to.
As you guys are aware, bats are nocturnal creatures.
Yeah.
And as the night wore on, I started to think, it's about to be bat time.
Yeah.
It's about to be bat time, but it was never bat time.
Stayed back there. Guys, we have videos of both of those incidents. We might post them on the socials just so you can see that...
The socials.
We tell the truth
Our
here.
expertly run socials.
They are expertly run.
You know something, guys?
The profesh.
I don't have access to the socials, and I'll tell you why.
You said you weren't going to tell the people the story.
My sister said I forgot the password, and she's just never tracked it down. And
Guys, you lose a password, it is tough. Instagram is not responsive.
There is literally.
I have tried.
Okay, well, the reason I bring it up is because our dear friend of the podcast, Bill Poling,
hi, Bill,
pointed out to me that that needed to be referenced, and I agree with him 100%.
Do you think that I might have done that on purpose? Do you think that maybe I don't trust you?
It's entirely possible.
To put appropriate things on the socials?
Here's the thing.
With all your potty talk?
You know what? I hate admitting when you have a point, but you may have a point.
Okay, guys.
Oh, that swallow sounded gross. Yours. Yeah, I heard it.
Did I swallow? There was a noise.
Let's move on.
Okay. So that was a swallow from you.
Listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It doesn't apply.
Yes, it does. It does.
What's good for the goose?
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
The gander.
Meghan Markle, she chose this life.
She chose it.
She chose this life. Not Harry. This life chose him.
Really did. I like Harry.
He seems all right.
I like Harry. I like Meghan. I like Archie. I like what they got going on.
Who's Archie?
Their baby.
Which ones? Whose babies?
Meghan. I think they have 2 now, though. Or there's one on the way.
Double babies?
Yeah. Dos.
Just what the world needs.
Bebes.
Dos. Gosh.
Is that how you would say it?
I love that.
Our dear friend
Zeke,
who's a Spanish teacher.
Yes. He's wonderful about being very encouraging about my Spanish. And
He's wonderful about everything.
He really is. He's the best. And every time I say something in Spanish around Zeke, I know that he's being so nice, but in his head he thinks, you sound like an idiot. Stop it.
I don't think so.
Stop butchering this beautiful language
I don't think so. I think because he is a teacher,
Hi, Zeke.
I think he...
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal, pal? How's it going, hermano? All right. Hey, who's ready to fiesta?
I think because Zeke is a teacher, if he did see something wrong with your pronunciation, I think he would try to correct it. Gently.
Zeke is wonderful.
One of the nicest people I've ever known.
I say the nicest, rude.
He is an incredible human.
I
So, Brandon, you teased your in-school suspension story last week.
I did.
But we don't have time for that today.
We don't.
We're going to save it. So guess what, guys? You're trapped into listening to episode 7.
That's how we get you. You guys wandered right into this one.
Tell them real quick. Just tell them in just like 2 sentences what's coming up in episode 7.
We're going to talk about the time that I accidentally started a gang in middle school and found myself in in-school suspension. During that time, hilarity ensued.
Get ready, guys.
Get ready. Strap in.
That's right. Also, last time we made a plea for middle school texts to and from middle schools.
You are so invested in this idea.
I am. And you know what? They've been rolling in. But in the meantime, we want you guys to keep sending them. We will read them anonymously, and we will do it. We'll do it in voices. So text convos would be, like I put on the socials, particularly bussin'. Because we can showcase our amazing acting skills. So bussin'. Okay, so that's coming up next episode. Brandon, what are you watching, reading, or listening to this week?
As mentioned before, we started watching Mrs. Doubtfire, childhood classic. Just going down memory lane, nostalgia all around. Reading, same thing. Listening to, I don't know. I take a different vinyl record into the office every single day, and the record I took in today is called Back at the Chicken Shack by the incredible Jimmy Smith. So we'll say Back at the Chicken Shack.
Okay, I like it. So our family, we just celebrated my oldest birthday. 14, guys. 14. That's a big year. Seems too old. But we celebrated his birthday yesterday, and we went to go see the new Thor. Love and Thunder.
Was it fun?
You know what? It was fun.
Okay.
It was entertaining. Yeah. And I know that Marvel Marvel purists like our buddy Brendan probably would take issue with it. But you know what it was? It was fun.
Brendan is the kind of guy that pronounces the T in often.
He's a very smart individual, a wonderful human. So Thor, and so because of that, you know what I've been listening to the last couple days?
The Thor soundtrack?
A lot of Guns N' Roses.
God, just imagining you driving down the road,
Yeah.
just blaring "Welcome
Yeah.
to the Jungle."
Sweet Child of Mine.
Just in the
November Rain.
in the drop off and pickup line. Just
School's not in session.
I was painting a picture.
But you know what I would? Especially if it would embarrass my children. So we don't have a Crindy review for you guys this week because she didn't give us one. She's on vacation with her friends. And I hope she's unplugged. So tune in next time for Crindy reviews. Something.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I think that's it for today, guys.
Is
This
it?
was fun.
Okay, you're not going to talk about what warmed your heart this week? Why do I know the format of this stupid agenda better than you do?
You know why? Because I didn't write it in the agenda
Well,
this week.
we're past time, so you better hurry up and tell me what warmed your heart, I swear.
Bowls of garlic cloves.
Okay, bowls of garlic clove and
No,
time
with friends in Eureka.
There you go. So, hey, everybody.
And that's the truth. We had
you-
a great time.
There are very clearly delineated roles in this podcast, and the sign-off is mine, so you lock it up.
Bye, guys.
Hey, all right, guys. Thanks. Please give us a like, a follow, a review, share with your friends. Guys, have fun with us. We love our parents. It's so great. Okay, have a good day.